This is for Cancer. This will be for the month of August 2025. I'm just going to go right into the reading. And how I read my cards is I do the general energy of it, and then we'll tie everything together so it's more of a synopsis. And then if you have any questions, you can certainly ask them at the end. You're on a different timeline. You don't have the same story. You're all making different decisions won't be on a Monday or on a Wednesday. So take it as it resonates. So let's just get right into it. I just do these sort of off the cuff when I can. All right, so what I'm seeing here is we're starting off as I feel like overall it's a lot of minor arcana, not big and tumultuous, anything like that. So I feel like a lot of the big shifts have been in the earlier months versus where you're at now. So in the month of August, I feel like this is more of a spiritual elevation is a month. So it feels like you have more self-respect. It feels like you're moving into more emotional maturity. And I feel like you're redefining love and stability, commitment, and what those things mean to you. So I would say that right now, this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, of course, with the King of Swords. So you could be dealing with that particular sign. Doesn't have to be, it can be just their attributes, but I do feel like with the Nine of Wands below that, there is a certain amount of resistance around this person or these people. Could be dealing with again, contractual situation for others because this does deal with contracts. But I definitely feel like you're mentally sharp, but you're emotionally guarded. And there's certainly still a sense of being a little bit burned out because when you're at the 9, of course, that's when you've pushed through. You're still trying to protect yourself from people or situations that have drained you. However, you see the Knight of Cups, so this is an action card. It's more of, and of course, this with the overthinking and isolation, probably cutting yourself off to avoid pain, that kind of thing. The Knight of Cups does tell me that you're moving away from a lot of difficult situations, and you're now moving into a space where things are could be even experiencing a love offer for some, and for others, this is just more of a pull on romantic energy or just a pull to more emotionality, period. Meaning that you're coming out of, I don't want to say you are coming out, you're getting much more clear. Hi, Tamara. Yeah, I can do a reading after that. I do it at the very end just so it doesn't confuse. But for sure, I feel like again, for some of you, there's a love offer or there's more romantic energy or there's an emotional pull. But either way, it comes with, I feel a little bit of confusion with the Eight of Cups and maybe some unrealistic hopes. But I do feel like you're walking away from a situation that once felt emotionally meaningful and then somehow it felt disorienting or disappointing following that. So I would still say that you're in a space of rebuilding and reopening. Things are very, very positive. So the Three of Pentacles is that hope is returning, especially with, what it was followed up with here when we've got the Page of Cups and we also have the Star. So your hope is returning in the month of August. I feel like you're rebuilding your connections. There is more creative or emotional healing at play. You could receive an apology from someone in this month. There are kinds of things here that speak to some kind of a message or an offer. You're reconnecting with your purpose or your own inner light in some way. So I do feel like there is a message or something good that's coming in that's going to provide you with a sense of an emotional beginning. So it does feel like there is, again, more spiritual healing. There's more of a reconnection. It feels like you are also around more meaningful, meaningful people, like you're on a soul purpose, something like that. Now, there's also energy around the Five of Swords is still indicating that there is still a little bit of conflict here. So there might be a moment here. It's not a big major, it's just a small card, but it may be just a moment where you feel like your ego clash or there's been a little betrayal or there's some kind of tension in this period. But it is still leading you toward more stable, grounded, more emotionally mature lots of mature energy in this, like Kings. And even though there's a couple of pages here, but I still feel like it's more stable, grounded, and emotionally mature energy overall. Now, the Cups, this also tells me that there is something here of, you know, I also want to say, sorry, because of that Five of Swords there is something that could be also around a temptation to fall into an old drama or an old something, where I'm not sure what that is exactly, but I still feel like for the most part, everything is pretty grounded. So I feel like you'll navigate your way through that. There is still good things coming in here. Like I said, even a reliable figure, a reliable person, because we've got like the King of Pentacles coming in here. We've got King of Swords. We've got Emperor. There's a lot of stable energy around you at this time. So I feel like this is possibly a mentor or somebody who provides, you know, consistency or security or gives you that sense of those attributes. It's a reliable figure either way, or a reliable energy otherwise, whatever, however you want to take that. Now, again, to the Emperor, that's an Aries, Taurus sort of energy as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, sorry. But we also have that Empress energy that was further in my Page of Wands deck, and then the Empress here. So I do feel like you're getting wish fulfillment. Something is coming in this month that you've had some conflict with, that actually going in your favor. It's moving in a positive direction. Fact that I see the Emperor here, like I said, is an Aries energy, so that resonates for, you know, for a lot of you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, also with that Page of Wands. There is still something here about an energy where something is shifting, and I feel like that shift is allowing you to kind of master yourself in some way. You know, you create boundaries, you're structured, you've got sort of a leadership energy here, but there's also a nice balance of, you know, knowing how to love and knowing to nurture yourself when you need to. It's also about abundance, creative, you know, kind of creativity, all that as well. So and it's right around nostalgia, right around something from the past as well. And it could be dealing with a child or children, but there's something here around more of a joyful spark, either way, is coming back to you. And I would still say that there's a sense of inspiration, you know, curiosity coming back into your heart in this month, because something of the past returned. And again, it brings more of a reconnection to a childhood dream or childhood or something here that's lighthearted, and it's more of a warmth, and it brings some good energy back into you. So it's healing the inner child as well. And I do feel like it's someone that you is a part of your soul tribe or soul connection, or somebody that you really connect with. There's also something here, like I said, with that card of the five. Sorry, we'll shift back to these. Now, the Page of Wands is your spark. The Empress could be dealing with energy. There's also information or something coming in. There's something from the past. Again, there's been a little bit of a disappointment with the Five of Pentacles, and maybe you didn't feel like you lived up to something, you know, but there's also, it's a long-term connection, or you were questioning finances, your emotional vulnerability, things along that line where you felt left out, unsupported, all of that energy here. And again, it's also around expectations not being, things along that line. But I feel like the Hierophant, you know, and the Emperor, like lots of cards of stable energy. So what I feel like is happening here is it's like you are having more trust in those societal rules, or in those, hi there, Pop. But you're having more trust or faith in those connections, where you previously felt like you were out, unsupported, all of that, and you didn't really believe in the traditional systems in the way that you did. Now I feel like you're being guided. It's like the pain is a part of that initiation. So now you're starting to see things differently. And again, there's more of a spark. There's more of a connection to your past here in the month of August. I feel like you have more emotional insights. There's still a sense of protectiveness. You know, you're very guarded, but there's boundaries around you at the right moments, I feel. And especially with the Star card and that Aquarius energy comes Star card in the previous, where did I put it? I think it was in our initial cards here. But I mean, that's a healing energy with the Star card as well. So, sorry, just trying to find where I put it. Had some, oh, there it was. Sorry, guys. But the Star card with the Page of Cups, really, really good energy. That's, you know, healing the soul. That is, you know, healing the inner child. It's all of those things. But it's also healing with detachment. But there's a lot more hope in this reading. And again, there's Taurus energy with the Hierophant, Empress, King of Pentacles, very grounded, lots of commitment coming through here. I definitely feel like there's a lot more passion, a lot more power, a lot more people that you're dealing with, a lot more emotional depth, and certainly there's a lot of creativity. definitely feeling like there's a lot more mental clarity coming through too. Like I said, it's incremental. It's not all in one go, but it is providing you with enough of a spark to move forward. And I do feel like overall, as a Cancer, your emotional can be very, um, can be a lot more sensitive. So, as can a Pisces and those kinds of things. But I do feel with the King of Swords and the Nine, it's again a bit of emotional burnout, but it's masked by control. You're holding your own, you're keeping yourself in that space of control, even though you're feeling a bit raw and more sensitive. So I still feel like you're open, but you're cautious. And I feel like you still have a deep yearning for love, but there is still more clarity that's coming through because you're afraid of being hurt again, is what I would say in this space. I do feel like you are taking, the time to rest and relax and heal yourself, paying attention to yourself and again, just a lot of controlled energy in this read. But I feel like, as Rumi says, the wound is the place where the light enters you, and that's where you start to figure things out, where you're not for a more aligned life, where you start to live more authentically. What are my values? What are my beliefs? Who are the people I would want around me? How do I want to present myself? And, if I had all the confidence in the world, how would I go forward? So it's, people are there to knock you down because they have their own insecurities and they're on their own mission and journey and all of that. So the whole point is live with the intention that even if you were vulnerable and even if you were to get hurt, would you have changed anything? Because wouldn't you want to live authentically? Wouldn't you still live, make the decisions that you do despite other people's, interference and recklessness or whatever? Hi, Andrea. So, my feeling is, there's always going to be those ego battles around you and within ourselves. But, the whole point is not just to maintain all control, so that you have nobody sees anything, but it's also when you really believe in what you're doing, and if it's really important to you, you're going to do it anyway, despite people criticizing, despite people taking skin off of you, blocking you. You're going to do it anyway if it's something that you fully believe in, whether that's creative, whether it's emotional, whether it's something that is moving you to a higher level of sense of connection, of whatever that is for you, whatever that sense of connection in the world is for you, whatever project or thing you feel you're drawn to. Those are things that there's something in it for you. Whether you stay with it or not, that remains to be seen, but there may be something that you get from it initially, and then you reconfigure and reestablish your values and move on to the next thing. Either way, I feel like there's a new creative or emotional offer coming in. There's a reconnection with more hope, spark, healing, and purpose in this month. And I do feel like even with the soulmate connection, again, Six of Cups, Page of Cups, there's something there, somebody from the past that could be coming back that will provide or help to aid you in inner child healing. I do feel like there's a lot more long-term stability, very slow-moving energy with the King of Pentacles, but it's a structured way of dealing with things. You are definitely structured, committed energy in this month. I do feel like there's more self-actualization. Like you have a far better sense of yourself than you have had in previous months. So I feel like what you should focus on this month is, emotional healing over intellectual defense. Ground your choices instead of emotionally escaping. Try to take small steps, practical steps, build on your skill set, the things that you want to learn. That's self-leadership, and that's nurturing yourself, your inner child, your inner, being, that kind of thing. And that'll help you to bring more peace, not just passion, but it'll bring you inner peace. Go out into nature, write, do yoga or breathing, breath work, that kind of thing. And you could even create what's called like a visual mood board, and that can be just something that you start to focus on when you start thinking about certain things. You could say certain key phrases or certain words. I'm actually trying something where it's called Om meditation, and then you choose like a certain sound of Om, where it's Om or Om, however, whatever resonates for you, and you just sort of hold that, and it's breath work as well, but it's also kind of yoga related breathing. But anyway, if you explore that, that might be something you're into. But that's what I have for you. I do want to say at the bottom of the deck is Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. So that in itself is a new beginning. It's something long term. It's definitely family oriented, whoever family is for you. It definitely speaks to a major hidden potential with long term rewards for you. And that is a divine spark. That is inspired action. This is wealth. This is long-term legacy, stability. You know, this is abundance. Something is going to lead to lasting abundance. So you're not starting something new here. You're planting a seed that will be one of legacy. So whatever this career idea or whatever this creative idea or this romantic connection or whatever that inspires you, use that because it's somehow tied to your Ten of Pentacles. Doesn't mean that this person or this thing can be forever, but it certainly is leading you in the direction of gain in terms of deep generational stability. So like I said, this can be building a home. For some, this is a long-term relationship. Others, it might be fulfilling a family destiny thing. Others, it might even be just financial independence. But whatever this is, you are not meant to stay in confusion. You are meant to or you're not supposed to be stuck in these emotional cycles forever. You're meant to build something real here. That's what this is, you know. And of course, all the cards of Emperor, Empress, King of Pentacles, Hierophant, you know, like these are all strong major players in this read. And they're very, very solid energy. So it's like you're building the right people around you. Take this little fortress for yourself. You know, these are people that you're starting to choose in an intentional way. And I feel like you're starting to see your future now. And there is a spark worth following. So either way, I feel not fleeting energy. Yes to the idea that it excites you, but has to keep you grounded, because that's where I see a lot of energy here is getting you grounded. Trust that something new can be both, you know, satisfying and lasting, you know, but focus your energy into building, you know, in terms of career, healing, love, family goals, some or all of those things. But align your actions with your long-term vision. Don't just settle for small little, you know, small things. Start to build on the things that will matter to you. So again, overall, I feel like, you know, whatever you have some passion around, I feel like it can lead to stability this time. It can. Doesn't mean it's not going to come with problems. Of course it will. I mean, that's the game of life is, you know, how do you the hits and still keep smiling through it? But also, not just that, I shouldn't put it quite like that. It should be, you know, what is it that you can find in that situation that helps you to identify a trigger within yourself that you can build on. Hi, Vinay, that you can build on and actually make something of yourself. Like, you want to align with the long game, as they say. So you don't want to burn out your energy. You want to put it into things that are stable and that grow with time, that build you, that serve your vision. They don't sabotage it. It's something that has to have hope and purpose for you and allows for personal power. And it has to be aligned with your core being. So values are really paramount in this read. But again, it's like you're creating a fortress of people that you can rely on and building that around you. So you want to fire in the heart, as they say. And I feel like you're not just building for today. This is building for generations. So you're creating the life that I feel that you are dreaming of, or can, you know, you're looking at a way to help map it out anyway. So you're looking at what do I want to see my life look like at the end of the, you know, the end of the road, or throughout, you know, in another 20 years or 30 years. This is what I see happening here. So it's really good energy, really good cards for you, Cancer. August is a turnaround month for you. So keep moving forward. We'll see you in the next read. Until next time. And nice to see you guys.